One should be acknowledged by their determination, not by the color of their skin. The world is a forest in which all lose their way. Through different paths, we go astray. Walking our way against the stream of life, stumbling upon unexpected shouts of struggle. Our future may seem carved in stone, but our heart knows the truth. They say the best way to see life is through the eyes of a child. How can I understand you if I have not gone through the life you have lived? Can you understand me if you have not visited my world? One should be acknowledged by their determination, not by the color of their skin. Do not compare yourself with others. Compare yourself with who you were before. When I falter, I should hope that a helping hand will lift me up. For some people, acceptance is not a given. Their freedom of choice is denied. Yet, like millions of butterflies swarming the lake, their lives matters too. Hear the pain in silence, even when it's unspoken. One can get trapped in a box that's too small to breathe in. I shall overcome and rise. When I'm done wiping off my tears, I shall give myself permission to laugh. I will flow into a whole new way of being in the world, empowered and healed. We are different, we are diverse. It's time to think about empowerment differently. The power of moving forward is fueled by colorful connections. From now on, the future will be written by all of us. But now, hello world. Good afternoon. This is from Kuala Lumpur. My name is Nik Ezar quite a long name for a local boy. I'm going to teach you very simple way of making salad. It's probably take about 10 minutes at the most to do this. Now, today we'll be cooking watercress honey mustard salads. Watercress is very, very popular among the Chinese when they cook soup with chicken. If any woman, after you have your baby, your confinement, this is probably one of the main dish that they have. Just a herbal soup chicken with watercress. So, what we're going to do today is quite simple. Since we don't have a kitchen here at MyTech, so I have to make it very simple, and hopefully I will feed Andrea today after the show. And all of you just watch how it's being done. So first of all, you need to clean the watercress. The best way to do salad, to prepare it, is to have it soaked in cold water with some salt to make it crispy. So in any salad that you do, that is the best ingredient, how you have to do it. And then for this salad, I have some crunchy stuff. You have texture into it, and you also have a flavor, which I will use the honey and the olive oil, and of course some vinegar to do with the saucing. So what shall I do first? Probably should do the dressing. First of all, just a bowl, and we need to use these eggs. I use 4 eggs for the dressing. I only need the egg yolks. So first, we just want to take the egg yolks. Voila. You know, egg is one of the most versatile protein that you can have. And everybody probably should have some egg for breakfast. And most of us in Malaysia love to have half-boiled egg, which is for 3 minutes boiled. And then we eat it with soy sauce and black pepper. But for the West, most people will have a scrambled egg for breakfast or egg omelette. When I used to run a restaurant in Australia, I used to test my chef when they get to the job is how to make an omelette. Omelette seems to be a very simple thing to do, and yet it's one of the most difficult thing to cook. For a good omelette, it has to be fluffy, firm, and not not gooey in the middle of it. So what we do now is to have all the egg yolks, and then I put some white pepper, and the secret ingredient is this: seed mustard. I invented this dish about 20 years ago when my son wanted to have a salad and he doesn't like dressing at that time. Now, making this salad also remind me how to make some béarnaise sauce and a hollandaise sauce. This is almost the same. You put some salt here. I use a sea salt and a little bit of vinegar to neutralize the acidity in it. Now comes the oil, olive oil. If you don't have olive oil, you can use your vegetable oil. It's just the same. But I prefer to cook things with olive oil all the time because the calorie count, the counts is not so high. And then we put some honey. So there you go. I think within 10 minutes, this show should be over. Then we can have some question and answers if you like. Or I can tell you how to cook some other sauces, basic cooking in sauces. In Western cooking, which I'm trained in Australia, it took me 10 years to perfect in making good sauce. Okay? So in a Western cooking concept, the basic sauce that you have to learn first is bechamel, which is a milk-based sauce. It's thickened up, and that's the one that you use for making lasagna. The other sauce you have to learn is a béarnaise sauce and hollandaise. There's a big difference between hollandaise and a béarnaise. A béarnaise sauce, you put vinegar. Hollandaise sauce, you put tarragon vinegar. So that's the main difference. And you have to cook it over hot boil because you don't want to have direct heat into the bowl. And then you have to turn it, squeeze it like a figure of 8 so that it doesn't get coagulated because it's an emulsion. The same thing as you want to make mayonnaise. The same thing we make mayonnaise is from the egg yolks. You put in your mustard, you put your salt, your ginger sometime, and then you slowly whip it, and you put oil drip into it, and it becomes emulsified. So that's how you make egg yolks, a mayonnaise. But of course, you can go to the supermarket and get a jar for less than $5, I suppose. So the other sauce that you need to make in basic cooking is called demi-glace, which is a brown sauce. Now, in Malaysia, unfortunately, most of the restaurants are using it from the can or from the powder. It doesn't taste good. To make a proper brown sauce, you would have to burn the bones and all the onions, the garlics and all that. Then you use the bones, the remaining of it. Let's say if you're roasting a chicken or beef, the remainder of it is the one that you use the flour onto it, and you add some butter to make it thick. And then you put your other Parisian essence, you put your mustard perhaps, and then you coagulate it into a brown sauce. Okay? Not the one you buy from the can. So once you know how to make that sauce, it becomes a basic sauce, and you can bring it with other things to it. You can make the brown sauce into your mushroom sauce, your black pepper sauce, charcuterie sauce, and all other sauce that you want to do with it by putting different ingredients into the sauce and heat it up. And you finish off with the cream to smoothen the sauce. So that is the second sauce, the white sauce, the brown sauce. Next is the béarnaise sauce that I said to you earlier. And the fourth sauce we're talking about is basically the basic bolognese sauce. Everybody makes bolognese in many, many ways. I've learned to make a bolognese when I was in my university days with a 68-year-old Italian masters. It took me about 3 years to perfect the technique of making a proper classic bolognese sauce. My bolognese sauce, it takes about 4 hours to simmer it. So it's not like the one that you do at home, just put everything together, boil it, put with potato, minced meat, and that's it. So a good bolognese sauce is very important because from bolognese sauce, you can make so many other side dishes in Italian cuisine, as I'm trained. From bolognese sauce, you use it for lasagna, one. Second, you can use your beef ball. And then you use your spaghetti bolognese, a classic out of that. And then you can cook your gnocchi on it. You can even cook your puttanesca without that bolognese, the gnocchi, or you can put the other one, some other shell pasta with bolognese. So in pasta itself, there are so many types of pasta in the market. But the one that everybody knows is spaghetti, lasagna, and fettuccine. Okay? But you have the shell, you have gnocchi, you have tortellini, you have all kind of other different kind of pasta that's in the market. But the quickest way to cook a pasta, I wish I have a stove here. I can teach you the quickest, take 3 minutes to cook. Basically, most pasta take you 10 minutes to boil. When you boil the pasta, make sure you put some salt and some oil. Then you boil it. After 10 minutes, you toss it and just take the salad. But do not throw away all the pasta water. The pasta water is the secret in Italian cooking. The pasta sauce, that normally you put in some sauce to melt it down. Now, cacio and pepe is using just cheese and black pepper. What you do, for example, I get a pasta spaghetti number 9 or number 5. After boiling it, just put in a bowl, and I pour in some pepper a little bit, black pepper, and I put the cheese. I just scoop it up, and that's it. That's a meal in itself. It's very, very easy to make, and it's very, very popular. And what kind of cheese, you may ask? It's called Porcolini cheese, okay? So we have got this done. And one more thing in cooking, as you make up your sauces, make sure you go and taste it as you go along. Okay lah. All right. The dressing is done. So now what do I put in our salads? So what we do is quite simple. I put a pear into this. So how do you cut a pear? Very simple. Top and bottom, and slice into half. Okay. And then to core this, I'm just using a spoon, make it simple. You core this because you don't want the seed to be inside your salad. Okay, 1 and 2. Okay, cooking is all about technique. Everybody can cook. But once you learn the technique, it never get away from you. Just like you learn how to ride a bicycle. Once you know how to ride a bicycle, you can always ride a bicycle. Same thing if you're swimming, right? If you don't know how to swim, please learn how to swim. Because that will save you if you're in any water. If you're in hot water, especially. So I have to core this out. See that? That's how you core it. Very simple. Just twist it around. Now, talking about coring thing, do you know how to cut a proper avocado? I have people that cut the avocado and cut it into their hand because they tend to do it this way. So what you cut avocado is that you twist it around, you pick it up, you flip it open, the seed. All you have to do is just knock on the seed and shake it around, take it out. Very safe. So in the kitchen, I'm very fastidious about this. Everything is important in the kitchen. The place thing must be at its place every time. Because during service time in a restaurant, you don't have time. There are so many people in the kitchen, right? I used to run with 24 chefs in my kitchen as a sous chef in an Italian fine dining in Brisbane. So when we are busy, we have 200 of a customer coming in. Thing must be where it is. If you take it where you take from here, you must put it here. You do not put it somewhere else because when you're busy, it's very dangerous. And same thing with knife in the kitchen. Always put the knife away from you on the board. This way. Never put it like this because somebody might run into it and fall into your chair. Okay? Now, going back into the sauces, What is a brown sauce? It's called demi-glace. It's a basic sauce for you to make steak. Now, everybody can cook a piece of steak very easily. There are so many ways. You can baste it or you just can grill it. So when you're baking a steak, so the sauce of it, that's what I normally do at home with my kids. I have an 11-year-old daughter and 13-year-old. If we have a junior master chef Malaysia, I'm sure they will be a participant into it because I've been training them every weekend to cook. So my youngest daughter can cook spaghetti vongole at the age of 7 years old. How about that? Same thing with my son, Nick Michael, who's a celebrity chef now. He has so many television stations already, a program. He started cooking at the age of 9 years old. And the first dish he did was crepe Suzette. You know, crepe Suzette, a very famous French recipe. I taught him to do that. And eventually he started learning more and more every weekend as I do cooking. Now, those days I was working in a bank, so I don't have much time to cook. So at weekend is a day when I insist my family sits together to have a dinner because a family who eats together stay together. So mommy out there, remember that. Tell your kids to add their veggies and make sure they sit with you to have dinner together on the table. Okay, this one is a sweet pear, and we're gonna slice it thinly to be put into the salads. Yeah. So holding hand always like this, because when you cut it like this, these are techniques I'm trying to teach you. You can never cut into your finger. Some people using this, which is wrong. They should be like this, so that the knife will be guided by your fingernails, so that we'll never cut it. And that you can just chop it. QED, quite easily done. So that's one. Let's do another one. Two. Wow. Let's finish it off. Another thing about cooking, in most restaurants, they tend to promote their signature dish. That's a dish that they've invented themselves. That's very popular, and that's the one the money earning for them. In my restaurant, we had a very famous dish called the lamb cutlet. The twist to the lamb cutlet is that the sauce, we're using the gochujang, which is what you call a chili sauce from Korea, and we put some honey to it, ginger to it, and garlic as the base of the sauce, and it was very, very popular. Okay, we mix it up. Next, strawberry. Well, in Malaysia, strawberry are quite expensive if it's imported from the US or from Australia. So luckily, we have a highland called Genting Highland in Malaysia. So if you visit Malaysia, please go to Genting Highland. It's one of the coolest places that we have in Malaysia to offer you. And you can get strawberry for about 10 ringgit a punnet. But this one is a local strawberry. Just as good, but not very sweet, unfortunately. I just quarter it. There you go. So this is a salad good for lunch. You can prepare this every day or every Sunday for your family very quickly. All you need is some salad. If you don't have a watercress, you can use your other type of lettuces to put it. It's just as good, will do as good. And in any salad, you must have the flavor and you must have the texture. So it is important for you to put some kind of a texture for you to taste the difference. For example, in this salad, we'll be doing two types of fruits, which is a sweet pear and strawberry. And then I'll have to have something crunchy. So where you can do a crouton, a crouton. Now, I didn't know that crouton can be bought in the supermarket at a very high price in Malaysia. A bag of crouton costs you 10 ringgit. But ladies, you can make your own crouton at home with 2 slices of bread. So a slice of bread is about 3 ringgit, right? 2 slices, that probably about what, 30 cents? And you can make a $10 worth in the market after it's completed. So how do you do a crouton? All you have to do with the bread is you slice it into a small cube, you know, across both ends into small cube. You get a pan of oil, just normal cooking oil, in a small frying pan, and heat it up, but not too hot. And then you just pour the bread into the pan. Within 2 minutes, you have a very nice brown crouton, and toss it up on your sieve, and all you have is a crouton. And that crouton you can keep in the jar. You can tailor-make it with putting it into some, you fried some, what you call garlic and rosemary to make it tasteful. And when you serve your soup, right, you can always throw your crouton on it. Or when you're making a salad, just throw some crouton on it to give the texture. It's very simple. Well, we're almost done. Now, cooking is very simple, as I said. My daughters are learning them very easily. And there are so many programs on the market teaching you how to cook. And every chef have their own way of doing things from the others to make them outstanding. Now, the famous cook show that you have seen, probably Jamie Oliver, Gordon Ramsay, the famous one, and who else? Bobby Flay. Try to beat Bobby Flay. I enjoyed that program because that really teach you, how to be innovative. So cooking is very therapeutic. Ladies, you're out there. Even you work very hard. I'm a banker. I work as a CEO of a unit trust company in Malaysia. We are managing billions of dollars and that. So I get quite stressed. So what I do, every 3 months, I go away for a holiday for a week. Okay? And then every Sunday or Saturday, I'll be in the kitchen cooking because to me, that's release the tension. You really manage your tension, your stress very well by cooking. Now, when you're in the kitchen, you don't have to worry about all the financial problem that you have or all the markets up or down, what is Dow is doing, what is Galaxy is doing, what is the Japanese Nikkei is doing. And you don't have to care about what kind of GDP growth it will be because all you're interested is the fire in front of you and the sharp knife that might cut your fingers. So all your attention is gone. All you need to do is to be in the kitchen and you have to love cooking because if you love to eat, you must love how to cook. Okay? Now, I said this earlier. Actually, the whole world got it all wrong. Men should know how to cook, not the ladies. The ladies should be the queen in the house. It just make themselves pretty for the men. Okay? And another thing also, ladies, you should choose the man, not the man choosing you. They got it all wrong in this society. Because the woman, once they choose you, they will live for the rest of their life, dedicated their life entirely for you. For the Muslim man, you have 4 wives, right? How can you divide your love into 4 parts? I find it difficult. Okay? So, I think, woman, I shall empower you to pick the man that you want, choose him because it's your choice, not his choice. And make sure you dedicate your life to him. If you keep the man happy, he will be yours forever. I think that's what you should look for. All right, now the salad, we're almost done. So what we do now, we just mix the salad. Pardon me, I already cleaned my hand before, yeah? So this is all done. Now we're gonna put the dressing on. So you have to do, just pour it in. Okay, here you have the 2 fruits. Now I want to make it crunchy. I have some toasted almond. You can use pine nuts, you can use almond into this to give you that crunchy feeling. So when you bite, every bite, there is a crunch to it. Wow. How are we going for time? Well, this is supposed to be lunch for Adria, I think. And then I bring this so that she'll be eating it. So let's dress up the salad. Oh, there you go. Does it look colorful? doesn't it? Oh, there you go. Well, that's the final product that we have produced.
How are you?
Hi, Andrea. I'm cooking your lunch, actually.
Lunch, that's crazy. I'm very hungry. I didn't eat for a while. I lost 2 kilos by organizing this summit.
But unfortunately, I didn't bring a fork or a chopstick.
Okay, so we will eat it later.
Yes.
That looks very, very delicious.
Thank you. It's very fresh.
Yes.
So there you have it.
How beautiful it is.
Why don't you taste it?
It's amazing. I would taste. I love strawberries. Sorry.
Was that sweet?
I thought it was sweet when I saw a lot of honey, but no. Very, very good. It's still fresh and you feel the fruits.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much for being here. Our celebrity chef, Nik Ezar.
Not really.
Thank you for being at the side.
Okay. You sure? Okay, I suppose that is a simple dish. You can do it, as I said, within 5 minutes. To make the dressing, only take about 1 minute, perhaps. And then to cut all these things, probably another 4 minutes. And you put together 1 minute, and that's it. Voila, 5 minutes, you have a dish. But of course, today I dragged the time a little bit. It's because I can talk to you and talking about you choosing the right man in your life. Thank you very much. And hope you have a wonderful Sunday. And Andrea, you are a fantastic person who organized it in such a short time. Kudos to you. Bye-bye.
It began with a bold vision to build KL Metropolis, a development that would establish a new international trade and exhibition district in Malaysia, built in partnership with the government by NAZA Group's property arm, NAZA TTDI. The crown jewel of this grand vision is the Malaysia International Trade and Exhibition Centre, the preferred international destination for exhibitions and events. Like the fine gold and silver threads of the Songket weave that inspired its facade design, MyTech is the embodiment of refined craftsmanship, creativity and precision. As Malaysia's largest exhibition centre, MyTech's functional spaces are unprecedented. Primed for exceptional displays, surrounded by state-of-the-art facilities and amenities. This iconic structure affirms a commitment to innovative excellence. It is a showpiece of engineering ingenuity. An enduring icon built for a new Malaysian era of success.